I think this week is actually a pretty good update. I mean, we've got two things that have already arrived, and then stuff. Lots and lots of stuff. So much stuff. And we also have another container. Alright, and this is the pile of stuff we're going to go through today. So to begin with, Flatiron Film has released the official 5th season, Digimon Data Squad, which of course I bought the previous 2 releases that happened, the 2 bigger releases, and as far as I could tell, this might have more episodes to it. I didn't have a complete release or something like that. I'm not really sure. Worst case, I've got a gift I can give away to a friend or something. Or I might give the other ones away just because these make the Digimon collection so much more consistent. It seems like it's been a while, so maybe it took them a while before deciding to come and do that. We can see that there's a booklet here. And then we got the discs, which I'm not going to turn upside down, but these discs are just like the other 8-disc Digimon complete season releases. Let's see. Next on the pile requires me to dig a couple things out. So let's see. We got these 3 things, which are all Psychopaths, but the basic idea is I was informed that these were probably Blu-ray only, so if I want a DVD version I need this, but this was the premium edition, which I definitely wanted. So I'm going to dig into all of these. Worst case, somebody might have some free Psychopaths goodies going their way. A friend, I mean. And this one's supposed to be pretty good, if I'm not mistaken. Lots of people cosplaying as it. So in here, there's definitely a good amount of stuff in here. Whoa. Let's see. So I guess these are probably patches. No, I mean not exactly patches, but those iron-on things, I think, because they look backwards. We've got a keychain that's a Safety Bureau Criminal Investigation Department Ministry of Welfare Public Safety Bureau Criminal Investigation, which I assume has something to do with Psychopaths itself, because I don't really know what it's about. Although that said, it's probably my highest priority. And then we got this, which I assume is, okay, I guess I don't know what it is. Looks like an actual keychain. It comes in a very neat container. So I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with all of these just yet. But the good thing is I don't have to decide that. I can just keep them together. Instead, the idea is we're going to take a look inside these to make sure Blu-ray, Season 1 OST Disc 1, Season 1 OST Disc 2. So, what we have here are the 4 discs of the Blu-ray release, apparently. And I guess I don't need that. We got more outlines of characters. Kind of harder to see them on the camera in its current state, I know, but yeah, I can't even see it on the back of the camera. But I guess before we put these away, this lends credibility to the idea that, yes, I needed to buy both to also get the DVD version, to have both the premium and the DVD versions. And for y'all, this allows y'all to explore. You can see here, it's regions A and B, and it is English dubbed. So, let's, without further ado, dig into these, and I'm not putting those away until I've had a chance to, basically open these up. We have Season 1, Part 1 and Part 2, so I'll switch the order with these, the order of these, and open these up. See, ideally I would be able to take a look and say, oh yes, they're definitely the same. They probably, the Blu-ray discs in these two releases are probably the same as the 4 Blu-ray discs in the Premium Edition release. Once again, we do not need that. You can kind of see the outline better there, in my opinion. So we've got DVD, disc 1, and then we've got disc 2, and then that really does look like the same. 9 through 11. So the second disc ends with 11. So we can just take a look in here and verify, yeah, 9 through 11. So they're pretty much the same discs, other than the fact that this comes with DVD discs that the Premium Edition doesn't. You got a bit of a trade-off there. Personally, if I wasn't already fascinated by the idea of having the Premium Edition, I probably would have gone for getting only the Blu-ray DVD combo pack. But I figured I would not cancel it so that y'all could have it, and I would just get whatever additional goodies that would come with having this. So that's pretty much what the two separate Psycho-Pass releases are. Should give you a pretty good idea what's in one versus the other, although websites online say what's in them. So it's more like it gives you an idea, visually speaking, what they are like. Let's see, the rest of these I have to come up with an order for. Next up we've got Aachi and SsiPak, which shows up on a lot of anime DVD, but I might be Korean, I don't know. Another Flatiron release. But, whatever, it's added to the collection now. Because it's easier to remove something from the collection than it is to add something years out of print or something if I change my mind later down the road. Or if I'm remembering wrong and this wasn't as Korean as I was thinking. I guess one way to tell is to take a look at the back, see if it says English subtitles for the deaf and hard of hearing. I'm seeing English names here, so I'm guessing that, oh, that might make sense, that, it's dubbed. So it's saying, yeah, it might have English for the hearing impaired. I don't know much about it. There you go, it's added. Next up, we've got the second half of the Pet Girl Sakurasou DVD and Blu-ray versions. You may recall that I found the first half to be pleasant and was actually surprised that it was only half the series, because if it had just been what was released in the first disc, it actually would have been a very decent series. And unlike something like Sword Art Online, which I, of course, also liked and was worried about what the second season might do to my interpretations or impressions of it, the first season of this one didn't leave me thinking there could be nothing. It just... No, I don't know. I guess thinking about it, I haven't really thought about it. I would be kind of concerned. So, we can see that Disc 3 of the DVD version, Disc 2 of the Blu-ray version are the same, whereas Disc 1s are the same. Sentai does like to mix that up. This is a region A only, and it's Japanese with English subtitles only. Next up, we have Accel World Set 2. And this is kind of nice. It means, I guess it means I've got a lot of stuff I really want to watch. I'm going to actually take these DVDs here, move them, shuffle things around a bit, since I want more space. Now, Accel World being a Viz release, of course it's dubbed. Although maybe they were experimenting in a couple of things. I'm trying to remember what. English and Japanese audio. And I only saw region A on the back. Includes Accel World mini episode. Now I think about it, from what I vaguely recall of the first half of this, and based on people's complaints of what happens afterwards, I'm almost wondering if everything I would maybe be expecting from the anime in the based on the first half aren't going to apply here to the second half. I don't know. I'll figure it out later. As we can see, the disc art is the same for both the discs on the DVD and the Blu-ray versions. Next up, we have Ikki, Tousen, Xtreme, Xecutor? The complete series plus 45-minute OVA. Shugaku Toshi Kepuroku. One was hard to handle, two are unstoppable. I don't know what it's referring to because I think I've still only ever watched the first season of Ikki Tousen. So, can't say much. I do believe this was a Funimation rescue. So that does introduce the question English and Japanese languages. So I guess it's dubbed. 12 episodes, 45-minute OVA. I do remember her as a character. I don't remember what she does though. So we've got our 3 discs. Disc 3 is just the OVA. So the 12 episodes are on these 2 discs. 1 through 7, 8 through 12. Probably extras on that one. And the girl who looks a lot like Accel. From Accel Saga, of course. First name Accel, last name Accel. Next up, we've got the next Anime Souls release. Magical Angel Creamy Mami. Disc set 1 with the first 12 episodes. And I haven't even opened this yet, even though it arrived yesterday and I could have. There we go. This one requires a little more finesse since there's a cardboard DVD cover, and I do like to preserve those if I can. Although it looks like the insides are no different. 1 through 6 plus supporter credits. 7 through 13. Oh yeah, it says 1 through 13 on here. Bad at reading sometimes. So it's just like Blackjack set 1 in terms of having 13 episodes. Once again, we have a nice professional looking pressed release. So we've got a good crowdfunded anime release, and I can guarantee that as long as I have a job and have the ability to continue purchasing, I will continue purchasing whatever they release. And the final thing is Space Adventure Cobra Part 1 of the TV series. I do believe an OVA or a movie is all that's been released. It was released before, probably a long time ago, and this is more recent. This is a Nozomi release. Okay, so it's probably Japanese with English subtitles. Not seeing anything on here. Japanese language. English subtitles on screen text. Okay. I just like to double check this stuff, even though I already knew that was what this was going to be like. Oh. The return of one of these things. They certainly are a rare breed nowadays, at least on the anime DVDs. So in here we have 4 discs, Right Stuff card, and I guess that contains episodes 1 through 15, English pilot, and previews. It's good to know. So, assuming I can turn all of these on their side, Digimon Data Squad is giving me some trouble. That's this week's update. And I kind of knew this would be pretty big because, like I mentioned, a lot of money went into this one. Even if you remove some of the Psycho-Pass stuff, this is a very good update day. As for watching week, well, it wasn't that spectacular. Probably not even going to sit down for all that long, since I think, other than watching random stuff, I only watched one thing, and was it Majikoi O Samurai Girls, I think? Basically, I did start watching Myself Yourself, but in the first episode, she hits the main character, and I'm like, oh, it's going to be one of those again. And so I kind of found more priority to doing the programming project. I don't know if I've even mentioned that here. It's not something terribly relevant to y'all, but it's a project that has finally started getting enough functionality that it's getting fun because I can play around with features, and I'm learning a lot of stuff about how a lot of websites probably work behind the scenes. Still a lot of details and standards that I don't know, but it's projects like these that allow you to develop an understanding of those sorts of skills. Whether or not that would make me marketable, I have no clue, but the truth of the matter is I'm doing it because it's just kind of good to know, and it helps me understand what's going on behind the covers for code that exists in my current workplace. Things like that. Also, it allows me to watch my anime so much easier. In fact, I'm making it even easier now. But that aside, all that stuff is blah, 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 blah. So I watched Majikoi O Samurai Girls because a friend came over and was like, yeah, let's watch the first episode of it. And it was dubbed, so I could continue watching it while programming. And it didn't have a girl hitting the main character in the first episode just because she feels entitled to have him remember her or something like that. Now, that said, it did have its own strangeness. And yeah, I don't know. Overall, I thought it was an okay thing to watch. I thought it was just what I needed in order to have on in the background. Something that wasn't too distracting, but was also, I don't know, kind of a rehash of some ideas that don't insult me as much. I mean, okay, sure, there's a bunch of your stereotypical kind of humors in there, some of which tickle me wrong, but then there's also really weird approaches to things, like the dog girl. She's not really a dog girl, but they call her Doggy or something, or at least they do in the English dub. And I guess the sword girl was kind of unusual, and I'm talking about the girl who's pretty much only the sword with the talking wooden horse doll thing. I don't know. It didn't have me rolling my eyes in the first episode, so I was able to finish it, and because it was done. Blah, blah, blah. Other than that, I'm pretty sure I mentioned last week having watched K, right? Because I couldn't really talk about it without spoiling it. So my list doesn't have anything else, which makes me think that I've just been doing this programming stuff so much that I haven't been putting any anime. Oh well. The truth of the matter is, I'm not giving up on Myself Yourself. It's just that at that time I felt like I would need more concentration to get through it. Or rather, if I was programming while trying to watch it, because it made me roll my eyes so much in the first episode, I probably wouldn't be able to give it as much attention as would be fair to give it. So, And unfortunately, it is going to get pushed back a little bit because I think there's a lot of notable things that came out this week. Psychopass, again, I've heard that one's a good one, so that's a high priority. Pet Girl Sakurasou, I want to finish. Accel World, I may or may not finish. It was, again, strange. And then, of course, I do want to see this next Anime Souls release. Partly because Anime Souls tends to release stuff that seem like they're kind of cult classics among the anime stuff, but not generally licensed. I say that, but then again, who was it? Was it Eastern Star or was it Nozomi? Somebody recently licensed School Days, the anime, and so I guess that's going to be coming out here at some point. I guess looking forward to things. I mean, obviously I'm still looking forward to Puella Magic Madoka Magica movie 3 coming out on Blu-ray beginning of next month. But looking out into June, Attack on Titan's finally going to be getting a release, it looks like. It'll be dubbed, so hopefully that won't take away from the experience from everybody else who incredibly enjoyed it, because there's some things that make huge splashes and you just can't ignore. And I know that Attack on Titan was definitely one of those ones where it's like, maybe I should have gone out of my way to watch it just because it's a notable anime, but I'm exercising my patience, and hopefully come June my patience will have paid off. And I guess Kill la Kill is also being mentioned a ton, so that's good to know. Although it does sound like there's been maybe delays for a couple of episodes of Kill la Kill, like a week delay that happened maybe a couple weeks ago, and another one that's happening this week or last week or something. And that should be relevant to me because I guess Studio Trigger's not going to start working on Little Witch Academia 2 until after Kill la Kill is done. Which basically means those delays are delays to Little Witch Academia 2 unless their projected timeline for Little Witch Academia 2 included potential slippage from working on Kill la Kill. I guess we'll have to see. I guess on that note, it probably is worth mentioning if you're curious about how the other Kickstarter, anime-related Kickstarters have gone. I guess not anime-related, but anime specifically. Because, of course, some people would want to make fan anime sorts of things without technically being actually anime. I was looking, and, of course, Little Witch Academia 2 was predicted to have a release April next year. May next year, something like that. So that one's nowhere nearby, but, we're past the predicted release date for, oh man, I forgot what it was, Time of Eve. Which, of course, got delayed because the funders are like, oh yeah, if you'll throw in Pale Cocoon, if you'll wait until beginning of this year, then we were all willing to wait, because who doesn't want official imports of more stuff, especially from a pretty accredited director who I think doesn't get a lot of stuff imported here. I know I'm looking forward to seeing both of those. And truth of the matter, I did import the Time of Eve OVA from Japan, which is out on Blu-ray and has English subtitles. But I don't know which version I should watch first. But anyways, so that one, of course, got pushed till beyond the beginning of this month, and still not here, obviously. The basic idea being that there's some production hell stuff going on there where they're really just making sure that everything lines up. I think there's still a couple of issues. Did they say there were a couple of issues they found with the dub? Or, oh yes, there's a couple of issues with some Japanese sounds being integrated with the dub that they still are not quite sure how to figure out, last I heard. But that basically means that they're close to finishing the dub. I know that the subtitles have been looked over by dozens and dozens and dozens of people, and improvements are happening there. So they're kind of hoping to get that out in April, which is, of course, next month. So that's getting close. That will be the next major anime Kickstarter to finally go live. And then the other ones, Bubblegum Crisis, Santa Project, and My Miracle, those are all predicted to come out at the end of this year, so we don't have to worry about those happening anytime soon. I think that just about covers everything I was thinking about. Yeah, I think so. So, I guess I'll go ahead and end my update there, because I can at least fire up Psychopaths while I'm processing the DVD and, or processing this video rather, and before I get lost in programming again. So, y'all have a nice week.